What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dr. Dude's Diner, your new favorite low budget cooking show. One of my favorite comfort foods in the entire world is tater tot casserole. And there's a lot of, mediocre, okay recipes, but this, my friends, I promise you, it is going to blow your mind with the amount of flavor, the smokiness, even though we're not smoking it, and just the flavors of the onion with the seasonal, the ground beef, real garlic that we're going to mince. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. Alright, guys, let's get into what we need. First off, I diced up one very large onion. If you have two medium ones, just dice up 1.5 of those. 3 large cloves of garlic. We will mince this. I'm putting it through the press. 2 cans cream of mushroom soup. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cream of mushroom soup by itself, but as an ingredient, it can really do wonders. 1 can of green hatch chilies. Mind you, I'm using them mild. There are hot ones, so if you want some spice, go ahead and grab that. Our smokiness is coming from our liquid smoke. I'm using hickory liquid smoke. Use whatever smoke that you want. Seasonal. I'm using Johnny's. Use Lowry's. Use seasonal. Whatever seasoned salt you guys would like. Fresh black pepper. This use as much as little or none at all. And of course, 2 pounds of ground beef, friends. And then you are going to want something to drain the grease from the ground beef when we fried that up. So I have set up here a colander with a bowl. And once we brown our ground beef, just pour it on in here. Drain the grease. Simple, easy. And of course, you're going to want a casserole dish. If you have a 2-quart casserole dish, that will work fine. Well, here I have a casserole dish, high-walled, maybe about 8 inches wide. This came from my grandma, and so when she passed, she willed this to me. And let me tell you guys something. You do not want a huge casserole dish, just because when you make the meat, you don't want this little thin amount of meat and then all these tater tots on top. You want a nice, good, thick amount of meat. The first few times I made this, I had a big casserole dish, and my meat was like just tiny, and all you tasted was tater tots with a hint of meat. So get something robust. Like I said, about a 2-quart casserole dish, and that should do just fine. So without further ado, friends, let's get on into it. Alright guys, first thing we want to do, turn our burner on medium-high heat. Alright guys, with our pan hot, throw in that beef. And if you're wondering why my beef are in these food saver bags, well, I buy my beef in bulk, and that way it's cheaper. I'm not spending $10 a pound on ground beef. Instead, I'll spend about I don't know, $4.50, $5 a pound. Oh, and I am using 80/20 ground beef. So let's just get this nice and chopped up. Let's add in some of our seasoned salt. So with our ground beef at this moment, we want 1 tablespoon of our seasoned salt. Make sure you save that seasoned salt because we are going to need another tablespoon here in the future. Yep, and we'll just let that cook. All right, I'm going to turn off that heat. Let's drain our grease, friends. Now we're not dumping all of our meat in here. Ooh, but some meat will fall out, which is why we have the colander. All right, let's turn our heat back on to medium high. And let's add our onion. I'm telling y'all, this is a very simple dish. It does take time, but it seems like those simple dishes that take time taste the best. Let me know down in the comments, folks. Do you guys agree? Simple dishes that take time just really taste good. And so right now we're just browning the rest of this ground beef with the onions until the onions are almost tender. When they begin to turn translucent, which looks to be about right now. And now we want to add 4 tablespoons of butter. Once this butter melts, we will add in our garlic. And make sure your oven is preheated or is preheating at 350 degrees. Alright, now let's mince some garlic. Like I said, 3 good large cloves. And we're only going to cook this until we smell it, which should take anywhere from 20 seconds to about a minute. Alright, let's mix that on in. Alright, let's add in a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. One teaspoon of liquid smoke. Now this is very potent stuff, guys, so be careful. And let's add in our green hatch chilies. Now let's give that a good mix, eh? Alright, now that everything's mixed in, that took about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's add in our soup. Alright, let's mix in this soup just until it's warm through. Look at that. I got another little onion that wanted to run off. Not on my watch, son. Any escapees? Yep, they're going to be tracked down. That looks pretty good to me. Let's turn off this heat. Let's do a little cleanup, and then let's shred some cheese. All right, guys, I shredded about a cup and a half of cheddar cheese and about half a cup of pepper jack cheese. If you want, we can just mix these guys up. You don't have to. You can kind of evenly sprinkle each amount onto the casserole. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. All right, my cheese is kind of mixed. Let me get my casserole dish. And now our beef mixture is going to go right on in there. Let's spread that out a bit, huh? All right, now let's grab our cheese mixture. And let's not forget the tots, friends. Now, if y'all just want to dump the tots on in, go right on ahead. But I'm pretty particular. And I want to add as many tots as I can. All right, last but not least, my friends, let's take another tablespoon of our seasoned salt. And let's just dust the top of our tots. So now we're going to have seasoned tots. You do not have to use the whole tablespoon. Oven time. And this will bake at 350 for about 45 minutes.
1 hour later.
Alright, you guys. So as you guys can see, I did put this on a tray afterwards because it was overflowing. And so instead of the oven getting all dirty with this goopy deliciousness, the pan has caught most of this. So from here, we're going to let this cool and chill out for about 10 to 15 minutes because right now, you can eat it right now, but it is going to burn the taste buds out of your mouth. I promise you that. All right, guys. I've been letting this thing sit for about 20 minutes now. Let's just dive right on in, huh? Oh, yeah. Ooey gooey cheese. Voila, friends. All right, you guys. My favorite part, the taste test. Let's get a little bit of everything. Look at that cheese pull. Oh, baby, come the daddy, right? Yes, sir. Even though this thing sat for about 20 minutes, it's still hotter than Hades. Mmm. That is absolutely delicious. This has everything you want. The tater tots are crunchy. It's beefy, salty. It's cheesy. And you get this flavors of umami, garlic. It's just perfect. This is comfort food at its best. It's smoky. That liquid smoke, just that 1 teaspoon we added into that big giant dish. Like I said, liquid smoke is very potent. And that just smoked this whole thing. And if you guys don't like liquid smoke, don't add it. But let me tell you something. This is one of my favorite comfort foods, and I make this for my family a lot. And I guarantee you, if you make this, your family will be requesting this often as well. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that thumbs up, follow me, turn on your notifications so you know when I have a new episode, and comment down below. Do you like tater tot casserole? What kind of recipes do you guys have? What do you think about tater tot casserole? Are you a person who likes casseroles? Do you hate casseroles? If so, why? My dad, personally, he hates casseroles. And so, with a dish like this, I can't share with him. Thanks, friends.